Hello, I'm Eden Flaherty with the Global Landscapes Forum, and today I'm here with Isaac Charles Acquah, the Director and Head of the Natural Resource Department for the Environmental Protection Agency in Ghana. Hello, and thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you.
To start with, Ghana is the world's second largest exporter of cocoa, but as a sector, it's been facing some sustainability challenges. Could you tell us a bit about some of the issues currently in that sector?
Yeah, some of the key challenges being faced within the cocoa sector is overaged cocoa farms, which we call moribund farms. They are over 30 years and are not yielding much. So most of the farmers are losing interest in maintaining. And the rehabilitation of such farms, the initial cost is too high for the farmers. So that's the biggest problem that we are currently facing.
So what are some of the policies and strategies that the government of Ghana currently has to tackle these issues, and how does the FOLUR program fit into this?
Yeah, one of the main issues is on governance, that's land tenure and tree tenure. And in terms of tree tenure, that's trees in cocoa farms to provide the needed shade for the cocoa to have the needed climatic conditions to grow. And we've managed to pass the tree tenure, and the administrative structures have been put in place, and we are hopeful that this year it will be functional, where farmers who nurture trees within their farms, who own those trees, and will not be given out by government to others to fair. And this will boost their morale for having invested in the tree, and they can reap from it. So that's one. The second is government liaising with the private sector to support the rehabilitation, and also getting additional financing for alternative livelihoods for the farmers. So during the initial rehabilitation stage, where the farmer has no income, he can fall on those additional livelihood support to get a certain income to move on.
You mentioned there the collaboration between the private sector and the public sector, and these policies and programs will try to tackle issues across the entire cocoa value chain. How do you plan on engaging all of these different stakeholders?
Okay, Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire have initiated what we call the Cocoa Forest Initiative, led by the World Cocoa Foundation, where their government and private sector are currently engaging and soliciting support from the private sector to support these smallholder farmers. And currently, some of the licensed private cocoa buying companies have already started with that initiative and providing farmers with input incentives so that they can sustain their cocoa production and also practice climate smart cocoa production, so that it will boost their yields, and those who don't have the initial financial capital to rehabilitate their farm, some of the private sectors are supporting them.
Thank you. The FOLUR program is focused in the Pra River Basin. Are there any challenges that are unique to this area?
Yes, the main challenge that we have within the Pra River Basin is especially in the eastern region, where we have the headwaters of the Pra. Those areas are now transforming into transitional zone where forest land are changing into grassland. So our main focus is to restore the forest, and it's a big challenge, turning a grassland back to forest land. And most of the soil are fertile for cocoa production, but because there are no tree cover to provide the needed microclimatic conditions for the cocoa to survive, when you plant, the first 2 years, it will look nicely. The third year, all of them will die off.
Right.
So that's the main challenge we are currently faced with, to restore the change in forest landscape to grassland back to the forest land.
So it's my understanding that a major part of this program will be focused on closing the gender gap in the cocoa value chain. How does that gender gap currently look, and what are the plans in place to address it?
Yeah, the gender gap is currently, I would say, 30-70. And our target is to make it at least 40-60. And we are trying to identify female cocoa farmers who own the land. And we will channel all the support and incentives to them so that we'll be able to bridge that gap. So that's our initial thought, and that's what we are implementing.
Okay, thank you. I guess finally, is there anything else that you'd like to mention about the project or anything else?
Yeah, there is another area that we are looking at in which the World Resource Institute will be supporting us, is the development of land use plans and integrated watershed plans within the selected area, that's within the Prairie River Basin, so that we will identify degraded areas that needs to be restored and prioritize those areas under the land use plans. So that's our next line of action.
Great. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to sit here and discuss the program and the project with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day as well.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity.